Sometimes a guest comes on The View to talk about one thing, but the energy in the room hints that something bigger is about to unfold. What starts as a simple conversation can quickly spiral into something no one saw coming, a moment that captures the attention of everyone watching. That's exactly what happened on October 14th, 2025, when actress Cheryl Hines joined us to discuss her new memoir, Unscripted. She arrived with a smile, ready to share stories from her career and her life. Cheryl is married to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., now Secretary of Health and Human Services, a figure who sparks strong opinions and heated debates across the country. The studio felt electric. This wasn't going to be a typical celebrity interview. There was a buzz in the air, as if everyone sensed that something important was about to happen. We started with her book, diving into her personal journey and the stories behind the pages. But it didn't take long before the conversation shifted to her husband's controversial role in Washington. Cheryl knew she'd face tough questions about RFK Jr., a lightning rod since joining the Trump administration. The co-host didn't hold back, pressing her on issues that have divided the nation. The conversation heated up, moving from memoir to a debate about public health, qualifications, and truth. Voices rose, and the discussion became more intense with every exchange. This was more than politics. It was personal for Cheryl, who had to balance defending her husband with her own public image. Every answer she gave was weighed carefully, knowing millions were watching. You could see the tension. She was both a wife and a public figure, navigating scrutiny on live TV. Her body language spoke volumes, revealing the pressure she felt in that moment. The moment set the stage for a debate about the biggest questions facing our nation's health and leadership. The panel didn't shy away from the tough topics, and neither did Cheryl. It was a classic View moment, unscripted, real, and just getting started. The unpredictability of live television was on full display, keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. The stakes were high, and everyone at the table felt it. Each question seemed to raise the temperature in the room, making it clear this was no ordinary interview. Cheryl's presence turned a book promo into a national conversation. Her willingness to engage, even when the questions got tough, made the moment unforgettable. This wasn't just about her story. It was about the future of public health, the responsibilities of leadership, and the power of public discourse. And the showdown was only beginning, promising even more revelations and heated exchanges as the conversation continued. The first spark came from Sunny Hostin, who didn't hold back. She was visibly passionate, her voice rising as she laid out her argument. She told Cheryl that many, herself included, believe Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the least qualified HHS secretary in history. Her words were sharp and direct, leaving no room for ambiguity. Sunny argued the nation's health chief should have a science or medical background, something RFK Jr. lacks. She emphasized the importance of expertise in such a critical role. She accused him of spreading misinformation and causing chaos. Her tone was unwavering, reflecting the seriousness of her accusations. Sunny cited specific examples: RFK Jr.'s claims about Tylenol and autism, and his theories on infant circumcision, ideas widely disputed by medical experts. These examples were not just controversial, they were dangerous, she argued. For Sunny, these weren't harmless opinions. They were dangerous, especially from someone in power. She stressed the potential harm such misinformation could cause. She stressed that when the HHS secretary speaks, people listen, and misinformation can cause real harm. The weight of her words hung in the air. The tension at the table was palpable as Cheryl prepared her response. The room seemed to hold its breath, waiting for her to speak. Sunny's challenge wasn't just about RFK Jr.'s performance. It was about what kind of expertise we need in public health leaders. The debate was about the very foundation of public health leadership. Is a legal background enough, or is medical training essential? The question was more than rhetorical. It was a call to action. The line was drawn, and Cheryl was on the spot to defend her husband. The pressure was intense, and all eyes were on her. The debate was no longer theoretical. It was about real consequences for American families. The stakes were high, and the impact was real. The table was set for a heated, high-stakes discussion. The atmosphere was charged, and everyone knew the importance of the moment. The audience could feel the gravity of the moment. Their expressions mirrored the seriousness of the debate unfolding before them. The question, who should we trust with our nation's health, hung in the air, demanding an answer. Cheryl listened, then calmly reframed the debate. She argued that RFK Jr.'s qualifications come from decades spent suing corporations over toxins harming public health. He's not a doctor, she said, but a watchdog, someone who's held polluters accountable. Cheryl questioned why previous HHS leaders with medical degrees allowed toxins like arsenic and lead in baby formula. Maybe, she suggested, our definition of qualified is too narrow. She painted her husband as a different kind of leader, focused on prevention and corporate accountability. Her defense forced everyone to reconsider what kind of leadership we want for our nation's health. Cheryl then challenged the idea that only doctors should lead HHS. She pointed out that a former Obama-era HHS secretary was an economist, not a scientist. If that was acceptable, why is her husband's legal background under fire now? Cheryl suggested the criticism was more about politics than qualifications. She argued for fairness and consistency in how we judge our leaders. The double-standard debate resonated. Are we moving the goalposts based on politics? Cheryl's point. There's more than one way to be qualified to protect public health. Cheryl addressed the misinformation accusation head-on. She recalled early COVID-19 messaging. Officials said vaccines would prevent transmission, but that changed as science evolved. Cheryl argued that even experts can unintentionally spread misinformation and that questioning official narratives is part of science. She said RFK Jr. was labeled a conspiracy theorist for asking tough questions. Cheryl reframed him as a challenger of the status quo, not a purveyor of falsehoods. The discussion left everyone questioning. Who decides what's true? The debate turned personal when Alyssa Farah Griffin, who's pregnant, asked Cheryl about RFK Jr.'s advice for pregnant women to avoid Tylenol. Cheryl paused, then gave the responsible answer, "Consult your doctor." In that moment, she distanced herself from her husband's controversial stance, emphasizing medical guidance. Alyssa pushed back, noting that evolving science during COVID-19 wasn't misinformation, it was learning in real time. The exchange highlighted the real-world stakes of these debates. Cheryl's hesitation showed how complex these issues are for families. The conversation cut through politics to what matters most, health. It was a moment that resonated with viewers everywhere. Not everyone at the table was critical. Cheryl Hines offered a more supportive view, highlighting RFK Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again campaign. She praised his efforts to remove harmful dyes from food and address heavy metals in baby formula, issues parents care about. Sarah's comments added nuance, reminding viewers that a leader's record is rarely all good or all bad. She showed it's possible to acknowledge positive actions even amid controversy. The discussion became more balanced, reflecting the complexity of public health leadership. The View's strength is in presenting all sides, not just taking one. Sarah's perspective encouraged viewers to look at the whole picture. After the segment aired, social media erupted. The debate at our table mirrored the one happening across America. Many viewers criticized Cheryl, accusing her of defending misinformation. Others praised her courage and saw RFK Jr. as a truth-teller, challenging powerful interests. The online storm showed how personal and divisive these issues are. People are desperate for answers about health, trust, and leadership. The conversation didn't end on TV, it sparked a national debate. The passion online proved this is a discussion America needs. Why does a heated talk show debate matter? It's more than just entertainment or background noise. It's a window into the issues that shape our lives and our future as a nation. Because it reflects the biggest questions facing America, from public health to personal freedoms and the values we hold most dear. This wasn't about celebrity drama, it was about health, truth, and trust. These are the foundations of our society, and they're at stake in every passionate exchange. When we debate qualifications for public health leaders, we're really debating our values, our priorities, and who we trust to protect our well-being. Open conversations like this are essential for democracy. They allow us to challenge assumptions, hear new perspectives, and strengthen our collective understanding. Our job is to present all sides so viewers can decide for themselves. Only then can people make informed choices about the issues that affect them. The erosion of trust in institutions is real, and figures like RFK Jr. tap into that skepticism, raising questions that many Americans are already asking. Ignoring or dismissing these concerns only deepens divides. Listening, even when it's uncomfortable, is the first step toward bridging those gaps. We must engage with uncomfortable ideas to move forward, to learn, and to grow as a society. The decisions made by HHS affect every family's health, shaping policies that touch our daily lives in ways we often don't realize. Lively, difficult conversations like this are vital for an informed, engaged public, because democracy depends on our willingness to listen, question, and participate.